There's a new crypto sector which seems to be creating millionaires on repeat. And I'm not even exaggerating, literally creating millionaires on repeat. So on today's show, I'm going to outline how you too at home can get involved. We're also going to have a look at Bitcoin and whether the dip is in fact over. So without further ado, let's get straight into the show. You can see Banter Bubbles chart over here on the daily, not looking so bad, right? A lot of the coins are starting to move towards the upside. The hourly chart, few of them slightly red, but a lot of the gains are coming back. Look at the weekly, also about half and half, whereas if you compare to 2 weeks ago, this was mostly red. So is there a major bounce in motion? I can see already in the comment section, a lot of you are hitting the nail on the head with regards to which sector is creating these millionaires. So let's get into it. Smash the like button, hit the bell notification, and subscribe to the channel. And then also go through into the poll while you smash the like button. Vote over there. Will the crypto correction be over by the end of this week? Let me know. Yes or no? Simple question over there. Yes or no? And let's get into it. So some major unfoldings within the crypto market. Biden signed a $1.2 trillion funding package averting US government shutdown. That is pretty big, pretty substantial. Bitcoin may already be front running the market on that. And we'll see later on what happens with the stock market based on the opening. Is it going to move towards the upside? If so, then there is a real possibility that the major local bottom is in and Bitcoin is going to continue towards higher prices. So a whole lot to uncover. Now, there's a sequence of events that you need to watch unfold. Number one, Bitcoin is front running this, call it a stimulus that's coming into play. Number two, you need to see what happens with the stock market. And number three, you need to look at what happens with the Bitcoin spot ETF inflows. Now, if you look at the histogram down below, yes, it has been negative over the last couple of days, but each day that histogram is increasing in magnitude, meaning the flows are negative, but they less and less, and we're slowly starting to transition back into that positive territory. Now, if you do see this turn positive in the presence of the stock market gapping towards the upside, with crypto reclaiming our key pivot levels, which are still the same based on last week, I'll give you those and remind you those on today's show. Then if all of that happens, we have the presence of a major rally which could be underway. And we can also look at the quarterly levels because we are coming into the quarterly close, right? This is the end of March. That marks the end of the first quarter for the crypto markets. And we can see the way that price action has unfolded previously. Now, on average, you're looking at about 30% increase for the second quarter for Bitcoin. And if we look at Ethereum over here, Ethereum historically has had a better Q2 than what Bitcoin does historically, as well as April. If you look at the month of April as well, Ethereum tends to do better in April than what Bitcoin does. So where are we within the cycle? What exactly is going on? We broke the prior all-time high. We're consolidating. Now what? Well, I think this is a great fractal that Crypto Amsterdam has outlined over here, looking at Bitcoin in 2020 when we broke that all-time high versus Bitcoin breaking the all-time high right now in 2024. So he says over here, it could dip one more time, but it's more likely to murder the bears very soon in his opinion. And this is essentially what you're looking at over here. Look at the range high breakout from 2020. Look at the candles, right? We did focus on this last week. We said you're looking at about 4 weeks of consolidating, and on the fifth week, you have major expansion and continuation towards the upside, leaving the bears behind. Now, many of you have probably watched other YouTubers and other analysts on Twitter, and you'll know that they're looking for $50,000 Bitcoin, some of them even sub $50,000 Bitcoin. But I've said over here that it's unlikely. I've given you the pivot levels. I've shown you where price's most high probable outcome is to find the higher low. And we'll go into that on the weekly and the lower time frame dips in a moment, or charts at least. If you look over here, this is what happened, right? So this fractal, this is what it looked like on a lower time frame. You broke that down-sloping trend line over there, consolidated ever so slightly, and then you started to aggressively move towards the upside, which is exactly what we've just done. So fast forward to 2024 right now, this is essentially what that weekly time frame looks like. Very similar. So if we go into Bitcoin chart over here, this is what I told you was the most probable outcome would be ranging between $59,000 and $69,000 for just a couple of weeks longer, and then ultimately expansion through that entire level. So there it is, zooming in. So far, it's following pretty good. And you can see, look at the weekly candle over here, major demand. Bitcoin bulls managed to close price at the exact level that we're at now, which is $67,112. So funding has also been totally reset. We can look all the way across the board. If we look on the 1 day time frame, if we look on the 1 week time frame, we look on the 2 week time frame, all of these have been reset, right? Green is the presence of a full funding rate reset, which means that leverage has mostly been completely wiped out of the system. And they're not long, right? Nobody is long, nobody's short. They're kind of just sitting on the sidelines waiting to see what happens next. And that's usually the best time that you can establish your new positions. So the funding heat map has been completely wiped clean. You can look at the weekly funding chart over here as well. This is not foreign to you. We've brought this up a number of times. And we said that within a bull market, anytime that the funding rate comes down, especially if it goes red or negative, that is the presence of a full-on bull signal where you can look for long opportunities. Look at this time frame over here. This is now the daily time frame. We need to see price get above yesterday's high. As soon as you get above yesterday's high, expect continuation towards the top side, which will be around that $72,000 level. Now, that's your major high time frame range high, which I don't think will necessarily break on the first touch. We probably reject off there on the first touch, but you'll see something like this. So price came down. You'll probably reject there, come down one more time, and then somewhere in the mid-range over here, which is a similar price level to where we're at right now, you'll probably set in another higher low, and then the third attempt, you'll start to break above that and go on to create those new all-time highs. So that's what I'm looking at on Bitcoin. There was no signal that suggested you should be closing your positions over here. If we go on to Bitcoin and we just quickly remove the price over here, you can look at what happened with your exponential moving averages. We have the white one being the 9 EMA, and then the orange one being the 18 EMA. Price came below, but we said as long as it gets reclaimed above that very, very quickly before the end of the week, it will keep these EMAs crossed upwards above one another, and that's a bullish signal, right? That means do not close your longs yet. So that's the exact signal that we got over there, and consequently it's onwards and upwards. Look at it back testing into that, holding it as support. Now we're looking for continuation, and we're looking at this as a major higher low in the making. So look at Bitcoin over here, breaking the downsloping trend line as we showed you on the weekly time frame. Spot, which is the orange line, shows that the spot buyers continued to remain in the market and there were no major sellers, right? Price held pretty stable towards the side. Now, if you look over here at the leverage, well, the leverage were the ones that were at least controlling price, holding price towards the downside, and they've recently just broken above that downsloping trend line over there, which starts to show that they're going to close their short position, and hopefully new long positions will open up. Watch the open interest, which is on the 4-hour time frame over here. If you see a spike in open interest moving towards the upside like that, while simultaneously you also have this one, which is the cumulative volume delta on the futures traders also increasing towards the upside, that will give extra fuel to this move over here, and new ETF inflows coming into the market should get price moving towards those new highs. So that's what we're waiting for. That's what we're expecting. Last week, we essentially said that this would probably only take place between Friday and Monday. So it didn't happen. We didn't get the short squeeze on Friday, but it's looking like today is a real possibility. So that's the timing wise. That's what we're looking at over there. Let's move on. Let's look at Bitcoin over here with the pivot levels. Now the pivot level has moved down drastically. Remember, the pivot level is based on the relative strength index. Now, the longer that price comes down and consolidates within a certain area, the lower that pivot level becomes, which means it's easier for bulls to reclaim a key level where momentum fully shifts back towards the upside. So you can see right now today your pivot level is at $68,654. If bulls can get today's price above that level and closing above that level, well, now you have fully confirmed this as your major higher low. We got the buy the dip where price came into our exact zone. We said, yes, it can come as low as $56,000, but really you want to scale into those positions. We said here, if you have zero exposure within the market, you should be looking to average into this yellow zone over here, because there is no guarantee that you're going to make it all the way to the bottom. So all in all, Low time frame trends are already starting to shift back towards the upside, and that gives a big risk on signal. And we've seen what's happened with the meme coin market on Solana. Now there is a new sector which is starting to become hot and happening. It's the new hot narrative. I'm going to bring that to your attention on today's show, as well as give you a couple of altcoins that you can potentially look at buying should you want to participate in the risk on move that comes back into the market. If you want those coins, guys, smash a like button. Help us get this to 1,500 likes as soon as possible. And then again, a reminder, please vote in the poll section below over there. Okay, I've lost it. Please vote in the poll section below over there. I'm sure that James and them can bring it up so we can see if you think there's going to be a higher low this week. Is the low going to be confirmed, yes or no? We'll bring that up and we'll review those results later on in the show. So key level to reclaim, $68,000. It's the same as last week. That level remains, right? Here it is. This is the zone that you need to remain above. You need to get back above this level. Currently, you can see the exponential moving averages are moving back towards the upside. We've bounced off the 200 EMA. We've got back above the 50 EMA. All in all, it's looking good. Now, you might get one more small pullback into this region, something like that. Then watch for the bidding into the $66,000 level. As soon as you're above that 68K level, it should be pretty much a quick move up to 74. Once you get to 74, expect a rejection and then reaccumulation back at the zone. So the level to reclaim will probably at a later stage, further on during this week, be flipped back into support. Prior resistance into new support. That's what you're watching for. Stock markets are looking good. Coinbase is looking good on the bottom left over here. You can see the consolidation at these highs, and we're still looking for a move up to 354 for Coinbase. The stock market almost met the target. Same as S&P 500, same as Dow Jones over there. Our long positions are all still open over here on Bybit. A couple of them are down ever so slightly, but it's really minuscule in comparison to the rest of the massive gains that we've had. We're still up hundreds and even thousands of % on some of the positions. So long and strong is the name of the game. I'll show you why in a moment. Now, that's the moment. Here we are. This is why we still remain long and strong. Look at what happened with Bitcoin and Ethereum on the right-hand charts in 2021. So Bitcoin on the top right, Ethereum on the bottom right-hand side over here. You can see ultimately when you break above that range high, which is currently what we're seeing on Bitcoin. I showed it to you earlier on in the show. We're breaking and holding above that range high level. That's the prior all-time highs. Then you start to get straight continuation onwards and upwards. That is your breakout continuation move, stage 5 of the bull market, which leads into the blow off top, right? But first, usually you come back down to the 0.25 resistance level, and then it's up only. Look at Ethereum. Very, very similar, right? You come back into the 0.25 level and then straight expansion. Once you break those all-time highs, you consolidate there for a little bit of time, and then it's straight continuation onwards and upwards. Now, if we go to what's happening on Bitcoin right now, there it is, right? Consolidating at that range high, expecting continuation and expansion onwards and upwards. But what about the altcoin market? The altcoin market has just recently come back into the 0.25 level. Now you can see from all the prior times, that is your absolute best time to get long, right? You're flipping the prior resistance into support at 0.25. Ethereum goes onwards and upwards. Look at Bitcoin. You flip the prior resistance into support at 0.25 fib level and expansion onwards and upwards. Look at what Bitcoin did over here. Flip the prior resistance into support at 0.25 and onwards and upwards. And now the altcoin market is doing exactly the same thing. We've outlined for you the exact zones that need to be reclaimed, but there it is. Look at that powerful wick towards the downside, price moving towards the upside over here, showing the rotation into altcoins, right? People are starting to bid altcoins aggressively. So we're expecting a bit of a further move towards the upside. You're probably going to see something like this, maybe a bit of a push above, back under, and then the reclaim of that $820 billion level will be where there's major expansion. Now, there are going to be stronger sectors and stronger coins than others, so you'll want to pay attention to those with relative strength, right? Now, Bitcoin dominance will also need to break down to confirm the full-blown altcoin season. We're still consolidating into the apex of that move, and we haven't got anything yet. Some of the strongest sectors that you want to look at is going to be the real-world asset sector. We know that Larry Fink of BlackRock, here he is, Larry Fink of BlackRock, is going to be moving some money into real-world assets. Remember, they created the $100 million fund on Ethereum, and currently we're just waiting to see what they're going to allocate towards. So pay attention to the sector. I'm not going to go into these right now because I don't think that they're going to be bidding into these coins today. But they're very interested in the real-world asset sector. They've spoken about tokenizing real-world assets, and consequently, crypto is about narrative. That means the real-world asset sector is where you want to be looking for longer-term bets. So we'll cover that on another day. If you want to go and do some of your own research, go onto CoinGecko, set this onto the real-world asset sector, which you can currently see is got a flame next to it because it's hot and happening. It's relevant right now. And then you can look through the different coins, right? Currently in Whale Room, we have a couple of these positions already. We're definitely in Ondo. Ondo is one of them. He has Centrifuge, Mantra. I also have some Mantra positions. Pendle, pretty good over there. You have Canto. What else? Alliance Block. We have this one as well. So have a look through. Go do your own research. We'll cover this more extensively when we start to see Total 3 breaking above that $820 billion mark, signifying the full-blown altcoin season is in fact here. Looking at Ethereum, ETH BTC, reaccumulation still in play. Here's your ETH USD chart on the right-hand side. You need to see Ethereum get back above $3,600, which shouldn't be too difficult for it. If Bitcoin reclaims those key levels, you're probably going to see the same thing take place for Ethereum over here, where ultimately that is just another high low. You break above, hold this as support, and then you should see Ethereum trending back towards new yearly highs, and then sooner or later, new all-time highs in relation to what I've shown on this chart over here. Remember what we showed on this chart over here? This is what ETH looked like previously. We have not yet got to this phase, right? We're still somewhere down here. So expect further expansion, breaking above those all-time highs, consolidating, and then full explosive moves towards the upside after that. So what is the sector that I'm talking about? What is the sector that I'm looking at? We're not at 1,500 likes yet. Let's get it to 1,500 likes and I'll bring those coins up. For the time being, also start dropping your altcoin requests. I can see a couple of them in here. Let's start off over here with Casper at the moment. I think Casper probably flips this into support over here at 14.4, so that's 0.144, and ultimately holds that level continuation higher. This is probably for Casper going to be a major macro higher low, that being the first one, second one, third one, and we expect this to hold and then continuation onwards and upwards for Casper. Let's have a look at AVAX. AVAX was one of the stronger coins. How's it holding up? So AVAX is currently doing the consolidation, right? Which you see in a lot of the coins, like on Ethereum over here. This is currently doing this consolidation, creates a little bit of an order block, which later on becomes a strong base of support. And that's where you can expect those big moves towards the upside. So watch this consolidation over here. You're looking to buy anywhere into that $50 to $53 level. If you get little wicks towards the downside, that should be a strong buying opportunity. Injective. Okay, still holding the key significant levels over here, similar to AVAX, buying it between 53 and 50. Injective, you're looking to pick up over here anywhere between about $33 and up to $37. That's the zone I'm looking to scale in. When the rest of the market moves, the expectation would be that this will expand as well. Let's look at NEAR. This should be NEAR's next major high low. If NEAR is going to continue its bullish trend, which has been relatively parabolic since pretty much down at the $2.72 zone over here, then you expect that NEAR should defend this level, which ultimately means no more price wicks or anything below $5.96. We want to see NEAR continue from this point onwards and upwards, obviously breaking those prior tops at about $9 or to be precise at $8.60. That should send price much higher very, very quickly. Okay, how's Solana looking? Let's look at Solana. Very, very similar to NEAR. We want to see all of these coins create a major high low over here. So price should continue onwards and upwards, slowly grinding up. Now, this will be more possible, obviously, if the ETF inflows come in positive later today, if the stock market gaps towards the upside based off of that stimulus that's coming into the market. So some of the trends that have been minting or printing millionaires, we know is, of course, the meme coins on Solana. But there's a new sector that's starting to unfold. I still think that the memes on Solana will continue to trend, but some of the market share will shift. So if you look over here, we know that we've gone from dogs to cats to frogs to racial, there was even racial meme coins that were trending. It didn't last that long though, thankfully. But now it's gone into a new meta. As you can see over here from Mr. Frog, a new meta, that being drugs. Fentanyl, LSD, ecstasy, purple drank cocaine, MDMA, cocaine, speed, ecstasy, heroin. That's literally the name of the last coin. Pretty unbelievable. Here's the other one, Adderall, fentanyl. Okay, got similar ones over here. He's also got purple drank. So pay attention to some of these coins. As for the meme coins, I know it's absolutely ridiculous. One narrative that I'm still watching very, very closely and I'm still super bullish on is BlackRock. Now, most of you got into this before run, so congratulations, don't tell him. Please, nobody screenshot this and message him. But BlackRock, that being 𝗲𝗓𝗡 on Solana, this is one that I'm still holding. I'm going to tell you the ones that I'm holding, and then I'm also going to go into new ones that I'm looking to allocate into. So 𝗲𝗓𝗡 of BlackRock, still below a $1 million market cap, which is pretty bullish. Holding on to that one. Okay, what else have we got? BINC. I continue to hold BINC as well. Also, sub $1 million market cap over here. We're looking for this to hold as a range low. You might have a little bit of a deviation over here on BINC. BINC is Bonk's sister. I know Run's also in this one. And then we're looking for a move up towards the 1.618, 2.618 and 3.618 fib extensions. Those are targets, right? Okay, what else do we have? We have 𝗲𝗓𝗓𝗓. We're also holding 𝗲𝗓𝗓𝗓. This one is currently at a $1.92 million market cap. So let's see if we can catch a bid. IRS, this is, okay, super low market cap, holding a range between these zones over here. Range low, range high, and then this is a fib extension over here. So what else do we have? We have in our portfolio 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗎𝗓. Okay, this one has been doing pretty well, right? Holding that $20 million market cap. This is, of course, one of the cat coins. This is ultimately how it moves, right? You look for a big move up, then you look for it to range for a while, then you look for expansion to break above those levels, and then you can see higher prices. 𝗕𝗻𝗻𝗓, the other cat, Vitalik's cat, also doing pretty well. Slightly lagging 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗓. You can see 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗓 over here did, of course, move from the range lows, already pushing back towards those range highs once again. Whereas if you look over here at 𝗕𝗻𝗻𝗓 still at the range low. So probably still in a decent zone to gain some exposure. Most of these coins that I've shown over here, by the way, are probably good for $50 to $100 million market cap, which means there's still a lot of juice left in the tank. Okay, 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗕𝗢. This is the other one that I'm still holding. How's this one doing? Also still holding the range low over there. So those are anything else. Let's just see over here. That is currently part of my Solana meme coin portfolio. BlackRock, FINC, BINC, 𝗲𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓, IRS, 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗓𝗓𝗓, 𝗕𝗻𝗻𝗻𝗓. Okay, these ones on ETH. Now there's one new sector, and 𝗕𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓. Let's not forget 𝗕𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓 on ETH. Okay, now there's one new sector that's starting to catch a bid in a big way. I made this tweet over the course of the weekend. We noticed that Base's total value locked was skyrocketing as new users are flooding in, right? Because Base is essentially built on a layer 2 of Ethereum, but they're meant to be their own chain. But ultimately, the fees are super, super cheap, very, very cheap. So you can bridge across from Ethereum onto Base, and that's what a lot of people are doing. In only 3 months, the Base TVL has literally doubled. You can see over there on DeFi Llama. So you should look at Base projects, right? You can't get exposure into Base without buying the Base ecosystem because they don't have a Base token. There's no such thing as a Base token. You have to buy the Base ecosystem plays. Now, some of the coins, right? Solana coins still going. It's still a thing, but it's worth gaining a little bit of exposure into the Base altcoins, right? If you look over here at the Solana altcoins, this was an example of 𝗕𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓 was down here, and then we got major expansion. This is kind of where the Base meme coin sector is at, right? It's just kind of in this purple consolidation zone, only just leaving the train station. So there's still a major, major opportunity over there. Now, if you look at the Base total volume over the last 24 hours, this is what it's looked like. Base did $2.2 billion worth of volume. BSC did $855 million worth of volume. Solana did $1 billion worth of volume. So you can see a little bit of a rotation, right? Some of the degens are starting to move towards that side. And if you look over here in terms of the chains and all of their relevant metrics, base is all the way down here, slightly below optimism. So still a long way to catch up to Solana, which is currently in 4th place. But that's still worth placing a couple of bets. So potential bets that you can put onto the market. Top 10 meme coins on base at the moment, which have a community, which have volume, because you want coins that also have a bit of volume. Whether these are the lowest caps that are going to make you the most money, can't comment on that yet. I need to do more research today to find the coins that I'm looking to play with. I have not yet placed any bets on any of these coins, just for full disclosure. I'm still currently playing these ones over here. I'm still playing these ones over here, still looking for bigger moves in things like BlackRock, also in Fink, also in Bink. Those are the 3 that I'm still most bullish on Solana. Now, with that being said, once I take some profits from those eventually, I will be looking towards these. You just want to start thinking about these things now. Told you, start thinking about real world assets. Also start thinking about these base meme coins. And we'll do a bit of a deep dive later on this week. Normie, Toshi is a big one. Probably one of the blue chip bets on the base chain ecosystem. If you are looking for exposure into meme coins, this would be similar to buying a 𝗏 or 𝗕𝗘𝗢𝗢 if you buy Toshi, right? Okay. Then you got Dog and Me, you got Marba, Benji. Okay, Benji, also another blue chip bet if you were to be buying this on the base ecosystem. Degen, Bogey, Degens, Bepe, and Brett. Okay, Brett's been one of the newest coins that have done very, very well. They have a huge community. If you find major dips, right? Major dips on things like Brett, that could be an opportunity to get long. Bear in mind, there's a lot of big influencers that got in early on Brett, so you do want to be careful. Let's have a look at the chart. Let's quickly go to Brett. All right, it must be this one over here. Let's just mark it off. This is Brett. Okay, $377 million market cap already. So if you look at Brett over here, these are considered one of the blue chip ones, right? If you're looking for an opportunity on Brett, I would look to get in somewhere near the range lows, right? I probably wouldn't be buying up here. I'd wait for 0.02481. We can have a look at some of those other ones quickly and just mark those off since we add it. Let's have a look at Toshi. Okay, let's go to Toshi. All right, Toshi, $249 million market cap. Now, you'll notice that the market caps are significantly higher than, for example, what you're seeing on Solana. And the reason for that is very, very simple. It's because a lot of people are bridging across from ETH, which is already a much bigger ecosystem, and the fees are very, very cheap over here. Consequently, they're willing to bet a whole lot more. A lot more money is moving across onto these coins. So there it is. Toshi already breaking out over here. I mean, if you had to buy now, you're literally buying in the middle of the breakout. I personally would wait for a range to establish. You never know. Maybe the range will establish over here, coming back down to last couple of digits, 3488, 3488. That's one of the levels to watch. The other one that I wanted to look at was Benji. Let's have a look at Benji. Let's just make sure we get the right one. Okay, and then also drop, if you have any other altcoin requests, guys, drop them in the chat over there. I'll make sure to bring them up. Okay, Benji. Now, base Benji. Is this the right one? Hopefully this is the right one. Don't quote me on this one. I'm not 100% sure if this is the correct one. Let's just check here. Benji, oldest dog breed. Let's just try one more time. Benji. I don't want to give you guys the wrong one. It must be this one. Base NG, which is Benji. Okay, this one hasn't been around too long. You also have Benji on Solana, right? Benji is Taylor Swift's cat, and then you have Benji being the oldest dog. Guys, I know we'll grow up soon. I know this is ridiculous. Just let's have the fun with the meme coins. We'll make the money whilst the liquidity is here, and then we'll move on to the real things at a later stage. Right now, this is where it's all hot and happening, right? So we got to continue to play these coins. Okay. If you were to buy something like this, you probably just want to trail your stop loss. I would have, now you can set limit orders if you go into Bird Eye, Bird Eye is one of the exchanges that you can use. You can set limit orders over there. I would probably place a hard stop loss over here if price were to come below, not yesterday's low, but the low before that. Okay, because you're in a strong uptrend. It just started. This is the 4-hour chart, excuse me, not yesterday's low, the last 4-hour low, which ultimately means the stop loss would be placed at 0.01543. Again, 0.01543. If you were to buy this one right now while you're watching the show, that's where I'd place the stop loss. And as this 4-hour candle prints and creates a new high, I would simply just trail that, right? Just trail it behind, not the last 4-hour, but the one before that. So give it a little bit of room over there to continue. Okay, what else have we got? What else have we got? I'm checking the comment section over there. Larry Fink. Okay, yes, we put Larry Fink. We put Larry Fink already. Larry Fink is the pink Larry. It's Larry Pink, actually, not Larry Fink. It's Larry Pink. Let's get it right. All right, where are we at? Where are we at? Look, it's starting to move over here. BlackRock, I think people are starting to degen into this literally right now. If you are buying this right now, guys, remember to dollar cost average into these positions. Be very, very careful. There's your range breakout. That's your range high coming in at 0.01189. Let me know as well in the chat if you're interested in learning how to use Telegram bots. I can show you guys how to set up a Telegram bot that will help you snipe entries very, very quickly. Quick in, quick out. Pretty much all you have to do is copy and paste the contract address into the Telegram bot, and it's dead simple. It just works like that. So what else? What else have we got? Are you guys just wanting meme coins now? What else? What else? What else? Okay, let's have a look quickly at the rest of the market. How's Bitcoin doing? Okay, just have a look over here. What's going on? Okay, not too much on Bitcoin. Let's go back onto the bubbles. Let's just see if there's any coins that are starting to gain major traction on the low time frame. Anything turning green, we're looking for relative strength over here. It's got 101 to 200. No, nothing. 201 to 300. Okay, here you see Toshi. There's Toshi. I just showed you Toshi. Toshi is starting to show slight relative strength. Here you have Trump as well, right? Trump is something that I'm interested in. What's a ticker? 𝗲𝗏. Let's go back to this one. Remember, you want to play these things going into big events like the election. So let's go into 𝗲𝗏. Meme coins. How's this one doing? Okay, I mean, this is super sloppy. It's all over the place. You can't really chart this. It's pretty new as a token. Can't really see too much, right? It's choppy. It's all over the place. So 𝗲𝗏, probably dollar cost average into. You can get on Mexi if you don't want to pay exorbitant fees. You can get on Mexi. How's okay? Grok doing? Here's Grok holding the range over there, possibly setting in a major higher low, and you can look at Grok moving back towards those range highs. Walsh Corgi, also sloppy chart. Bonk. Okay, if Bonk does well, then Bink should do well because they're brother and sister. All right, guys. Also, just to let you know, if you do want to participate in the biggest competition that we have in crypto, it is the Banter Bags giveaway. Do you guys have that little slide thing you can pull over the screen? Do you have it by any chance? So have a look at this, guys. The Banter Bags giveaway. We invest in IDOs. We put $1,000 into each IDO, and we give it away to you guys, the community. This is typically worth millions of dollars by the time we give it away because we do it in about 20 or 30 different bags. The bag meaning different positions. We put 1,000 into each. They're usually 100 to 300x. So each $1,000 becomes worth $100 to $300,000. And then at the end, we give it away. How do you participate? Well, you need to go through to the link in the description below over here. You need to look, all the examples are below on what you need to do. You need to sign up to the exchanges. Each sign up is ultimately an entry into the competition. You need to subscribe to Crypto Banter, this channel, and to the Crypto Banter Plus channel. That is our secondary channel. Subscribe to both. We pull the user ID. That's how we determine who the winner is. Hence, I say the more exchanges that you sign up to below using a Crypto Banter link, the more opportunity you have to win. So I think that's it. Let's cut off over there. Let's not go too long. You have everything you need. Have fun. Trade well, be safe out there, and I'll see you guys all on the next one. Cheers for now.